Hey, welcome back to another episode of He Said Yes. We've been in Amsterdam now for 1 month.
1 month.
Which is 30 days. I don't know how to say that in Dutch yet, but one day I will. Do you know how to say 30? Trytig.
Dreitig.
We'll see if that's correct.
Dag.
So we thought it'd be fun today to ask each other questions about the last 30 days.
So we've got a random question generator.
We'll start.
Let's go.
What's something that you thought was going to be hard about moving here that was actually really easy?
Getting the cats here, which is not like anything that's happened over the last 30 days. I was super stressed about, there's I feel like 100 things that can go wrong, and that was pretty easy.
I think for me, it would be the biking. I thought the biking would be very scary and difficult, and it is sometimes very scary and difficult, but it actually is a lot easier to navigate the streets and the bike lanes.
That is true, although as people who are long distance road bikers, riding with the heavy bikes everywhere we ride feels further. Like I thought, like riding
10 minutes,
2 miles, like whatever. We usually ride at least 30, but it's different riding on the city streets with a heavy aluminum bike. Who's gotten lost more time on their bike, me or you?
I'm going to say you have gotten lost a lot more than I have. I have figured out how to put my Google Maps on my watch.
So when we were in New York, it would be like, I would just look up walking directions on my phone and it's like, okay, all right, I know where I'm going. And then I would just like close my phone and then my watch would be like telling me where to go, even though I didn't ask,
need it or want it.
I didn't click start on the directions. And then since we've gotten here, I've been trying to get my watch to tell me where to go when I start directions on the phone, and it doesn't do it. I think maybe I've kind of figured it out. I don't know. So, and I think I get lost a little bit more than you, no matter where we are.
I have a good sense of direction in general with most places that we land.
And I don't.
Okay, this next question is, what's the weirdest or funniest thing you've seen in a Dutch grocery store so far?
Oh, yeah, I know this. And I not only did I see it and I was like, that's weird, but we just saw an Instagram video.
I know what it is.
But they have this like meat spread and it's called like American pate.
Filet.
American filet pate. I don't know. And they have a vegan version of it at the store as well. And we were watching this video where this young woman took like an American with to the Dutch grocery store and she like pointed it out and he was like, we don't have anything like that in America. And she was like, well, I don't know. It's like raw meat, so it's unhealthy, so it's American.
I think that would be mine as well.
What has been your most embarrassing moment in Amsterdam so far?
Ooh, I don't get embarrassed that easily. I don't think. This one's a hard one. Most embarrassing moment in Amsterdam so far. Yeah.
Anything at the gym?
No. Why? What did I do?
I'm just trying to
nothing.
jog some ideas.
I don't get embarrassed.
What's your absolute favorite memory from your first month in Amsterdam?
Ooh. My absolute favorite memory in the first 30 days would be like your birthday. Like we went out to a fancy dinner and it was like on the water. It was really delicious. It was like a 5 or 6 course meal. And then the next day we had a couple people over and just kind of hung out and had snacks, and it felt really nice. Like it helped me to settle in.
Yeah, that was going to be mine, was the dinner. It was on the canal for my birthday. It was like, yeah, I can't remember, 5 or 6 course vegan meal. Super cute. I think we might have different answers to this one. Let's see. Who's braver when it comes to biking in Amsterdam traffic?
Me.
I don't think that's true.
Okay.
So I thought that you would say that.
So I'm gonna say me for the reason that I personally, when we're out and about, I tend to end up way ahead of you because I dart out into moving bike traffic or regular traffic, and you are more cautious and just stay there for a long time. And then I look behind me and you're not there.
So he ends up in front of me because I have to slow down so he can catch up.
Wait, that doesn't make sense.
It happens a lot. And so then I let him get in front of me because I've slowed down so
That
much.
is not even
And
true.
then I
Not
end up
true.
stuck in a bunch of traffic because I had to slow down and wait for him, and then I can't get my speed back up.
Sure, Jan.
So, like I said, we have different
Different
answers
answer.
for this one.
What's been the biggest culture shock since moving to Amsterdam?
Not tipping,
Yeah.
which I knew that that was part of the culture here, but it's definitely like an adjustment. Like I got a haircut yesterday. And afterwards I went up and I paid, and then usually, the barbers that we went to in New York, you would tip with cash. So I'd like pay with my card and then tip with cash. So I paid with my card. And like I felt like there was more to do with the interaction, but the guy was just like, "All right, bye."
I agree to that. And also, sometimes, if we're at a restaurant or a bar or something, we will have them round up sometimes. I think 5% is average tipping here. Who's learned the most Dutch so far out of the two of us?
I think that I have learned the most Dutch. You don't think that's true?
I think you have an unfair advantage.
Well, that doesn't change the answer. So there are a number of similarities between Dutch and German, although they are very different languages, but there are a number of words that are the same. There are some words that are the same but are spelled significantly differently. There are some words that are somewhat similar. And then the sentence structure is very different in Dutch than in English. And that sentence structure is very similar to German sentence
Hmm.
structure in a lot of ways. Although I don't like naturally think in German, and so there's still like some challenge there, but I have a basis for it. So I would say I have learned more Dutch, but we're doing a Dutch intensive together right now. So to some degree, we're on par with each other.
So I was gonna say me only because before we moved, all I did all day was listen to like Dutch music and Dutch podcasts and Dutch YouTube videos. And even like at the gym, I listened to Dutch pop music and I
I haven't heard you speaking any of that Dutch.
well, I can't speak it, but I've been trying to learn as much. We've also been doing this really fun thing, and we'll probably make a video about our journey learning Dutch, but we've been watching Golden Girls at night with subtitles on. Every show we have basically on has Dutch subtitles.
If you could go back in time, what advice would you give yourself before moving to Amsterdam?
Do it sooner.
I would have done it sooner, and I was ready to do it sooner, but the day that we moved was the first day that this apartment was available.
Absolutely.
Because I was kind of, as things were progressing in the US, pushing like maybe we actually need to get out of here on an even faster timeline.
Yeah.
Maybe I would say try to learn some Dutch ahead of time. I don't know if we would have had time because we were on such a quick timeline, but if we had been planning a longer like move time to start those early, I think there are a couple of things, especially if you're moving to Amsterdam. Everybody speaks English, but I mean, throughout the Netherlands, everybody speaks English. They don't even dub movies that aren't like children's cartoons. Everything you get is in Dutch. Everything we're getting from immigration is in Dutch. We just got a notice our water is off today. That was in Dutch.
Grocery store items are all
Everything at
in
the grocery
Dutch.
store is in Dutch. So there's still, and then also like if you are moving here and you have an intention of probably staying, I think it's good to learn the language, to be able to interact more with the locals in their language and stuff like that. So I think if there had been the time, maybe it would have been to try to learn a little bit more Dutch before we got here.
I like that. Bonus question I want to end with is, what is one thing that you miss about the United States that doesn't include friends and family?
Oh, you can answer that first.
I'm going to say absolutely nothing. Well, I'll say this. The United States is obviously
A dumpster fire
dumpster fire.
right now.
And
Maybe always. I mean,
always.
here's the thing is, so this is one example I like to give people. When we lived in the States and he had his job and he had employer sponsored healthcare, he was on like one of the worst plans available. Like one of those plans where you really have to be sick to go to the doctor because it's going to cost you a minimum of $50 the second they like take your temperature. We have like one of the top of the line plans, and we are paying for both of our health insurance less than what he was paying for his health insurance in the States. But I will say one thing that I miss that we really, really loved living in New York, and we went to a lot of shows on Broadway and off Broadway. And I think a lot of the shows here are not in English. So, and we haven't tried to go to them. We really also had like the lottery system down in New York to go to loads of shows for relatively inexpensive. So I would say probably that is the one thing that I miss besides friends and family. And you just got me, you said nothing and you got me off on a tangent about the dumpster fire. But go ahead.
Oh, I don't have anything else.
All right. Well, that's our first month in Amsterdam. We'll see. Maybe we'll do these every couple of months or something. All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye.